still didn't delete enough saves. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with my number of saves. Because I keep deleting more and it keeps saying I have too many. And all I did is reload the saves on this game to see what they were, which were 2 Solus conversations and my colon sex scene. So those are being kept. But I got way too many other things recorded. And I don't know how I managed to get extra saves because I deleted all the autosaves. Anyway. Hello, anyone watching. I am playing What Pride Hath Wrought. I always thought it said hath, H-A-T-H, but then I finally figured out it just said had. But so I'm on the second part where I just got to the temple, and that save thing is going to pop up constantly, I guess. I don't... unless I sit here and try to delete all my other games. Yeah, okay.
It appears the temple's magics are still strong.
Is this Elven? Does it say anything about this Well of Sorrows?
Atishor vir Abalasan. It means enter the path of the Well of Sorrows.
There is something about knowledge, respectful or pure. Shivenen. 'Tis all I can translate. That it mentions the well is a good omen.
We're out of luck unless one of those temple elves drops a lexicon.
Supplicants to Mythal
Or Solus?
would have first paid obeisance here. Following their path may aid entry.
Perform a ritual to appease elven gods? Long dead or no, I don't like it.
If need be, unless you wish to turn back. What awaits?
Really? I don't know what else to delete. I just deleted 3 extra saves from a different thing. And then I started this.
I see the Red Templars have already encountered the temple's guardians.
They hurt themselves for years to get stronger, but they still die so easily.
Perhaps we shall fare better.
Yeah. Yeah, Solus should be talking in Elven, explaining these things, but no. We have Mythal statues with arms broken off. Technically wings broken off.
The Temple of Mythal, constructed in an age when elves, not men, dominated this land. They believed Mythal a goddess of justice. Elves came here to request judgment after they proved their worth.
Silence has reigned here for time beyond memory.
One of these things, creatures with elves inside again. I don't know what it's supposed to be exactly. Other than the white always being elven pictures. That is, I can't even see it good enough. Oh, shut up. About saves. The Rebel God. The Dalish use Harlan to mean traitor to one's kin, but the word does not appear in Elven texts before the Tower's Age. The ancient root word is related to Harlan, or opposition, and Helathen, or noble struggle. The Dalish call Fenharel a god of deception, but I posit a far more accurate translation would be god of rebellion. What he rebelled against is a story lost to time. In Dalish legends, Fenharel steals the other deities out of love or out of love of trickery. If we understood more ancient, find versions of the Dreadwolf story, give him a more nuanced motivation beyond spite.
Why would this be here?
Something wrong?
It depicts the Dread Wolf, Fenharel. In elven tales, he tricks their gods into sealing themselves away in the beyond for all time. Setting Fenharel in Methal's greatest sanctum is as blasphemous as painting Andraste naked in the chantry.
Some chantries display statues of Andraste's betrayer Mathrath as part of the chant.
It might fulfill a similar function, a reminder of vigilance for the faithful.
For all your knowledge, Lady Morrigan, you cannot resist giving legend the weight of history. The wise do not mistake one for the other.
Pray tell, what meaning does our elven expert sense lurking behind this?
None we can discern by staring at it.
You two look like you're about to kiss when you argue.
'Tis time we pressed forward.
Agreed.
Okay. Yes, that Solus obviously didn't lock the gods away out of spite or trickery or evil or whatever. He did it for a good reason. Stop telling me to save. We have a flying horse. Oh yeah, like people said, it actually has 6 legs like the Norse. Whoa.
Hold them off!
Come on, we might catch them.
Hold a moment. While they rush ahead, this leads to our true destination. We should walk the petitioner's path as before.
People are dying outside while we stand here. If we use the tunnel, more of our soldiers can flee.
In this case, I must agree with the witch. This is ancient ground, deserving of our respect.
You see the urgency. We cannot find the Well of Sorrows unprepared.
We don't know what's behind those doors. They might have a reason for going another way.
Had they the option, they would have proceeded. That must lead to their goal.
Their goal? Or yours?
There is a danger to the natural order. Legends walked Thedas once, things of might and wonder. Their passing has left us all the lesser. Corypheus would squander the ancient power of the well. I would have it restored.
I don't know what the answer, you're a romantic, is supposed to
You
mean.
barely know what the Well of Sorrows is, but you want to restore it.
Yes. Is Thedas so full of wonders that we should leave them to die one by one? Mankind blunders through the world, crushing what it does not understand. Elves, dragons, magic. The list is endless. We must stem the tide, or be left with nothing more than the mundane. This I know to be true. I read more in the first chamber than I revealed. It said a great boon is given to those who use the Well of Sorrows, but at a terrible price.
Imagine that.
What exactly did that altar say about the Well of Sorrows?
Like most elven writing, it was insufferably vague. The term I deciphered was Halam Shivanas, the sweet sacrifice of duty. It implies the loss of something personal for duty's sake, yet for those who served at this temple, a worthwhile trade.
Did you not trust me enough to tell me about this price when you read it?
I hoped to find more information. If I intended to cheat you, I would have feigned ignorance entirely. My priority is your cause, but if the opportunity arises to save this well, I am willing to pay the cost.
And gain what?
That is what we must discover. The rituals may point the way.
Okay. Yes, I'm gonna do the rituals. Stop telling me to save. Where's my one piece of loot back here?
Will you abandon these rituals, Inquisitor? Think carefully. There is no return once we leap after the Templars.
I have to leap down here to find a piece of loot. Because I'm obsessed that way. Right. Okay, seriously. The problem with the save mechanic is a different day I went through and deleted a whole bunch of them from my other games. And it keeps saying I'm over the limit of... But I wasn't over the limit of saves just less than 24 hours ago, so I don't know how I'm suddenly breaking their limit. See if I can get this. It's the gate one. Is it? That's the easy one.
That did something. Indeed. Time to proceed to the next ritual, I should think.
So I don't know what screwed up because it keeps telling me to erase more and more saves even when I do. I guess that's just gonna keep popping up every minute. Oh, annoying. Alright. Elven God Andrul. One day Andrul grew tired of hunting mortal men and beasts. She began stalking the Forgotten Ones, wicked things that thrived in the abyss. Yet even a god should not linger there, and each time she entered the void, Andrul suffered longer and longer periods of madness after returning. Andrul put on armor made of the void, and all forgot her true face. She made weapons of darkness, and plague ate her lands. She howled things meant to be forgotten, and the other gods became fearful, and Drul would hunt them in turn. So Mythal spread rumors of a monstrous creature, and took the form of a great serpent, waiting for Andrul at the base of a mountain. When Andrul came, Mythal sprang on the hunter. They fought for 3 days and nights. Andrul slashing deep gouges in the serpent's hide, but Mythal's magic sapped Andrul's strength and stole her knowledge of how to find the void. After this, the great hunter could never make her way back to the abyss, and peace returned.
What's this?
I believe we are in the presence of the elven goddess Ondrul, Lady of the Hunt.
Or a goddess of sacrifice, according to some.
Truly? I wonder if that is why Ondrul's patron animal is the hare. 'Tis said the Dalish invoke her before a chase, especially if they happen to be stalking humans.
Stalking humans.
Humans clash with elves all the time. There's blood on both sides.
I do not favor either. One hears things in an Orlesian court. Many Orlesian commanders consider skirmishes against the Dalish excellent sport.
Yeah, that's their fault, not the elves.
Yes.
Are you certain Corypheus is using the power of the Blight to make himself immortal?
Perhaps you forget. I was in Ferelden during the Fifth Blight. I have seen a true archdemon rage. How Corypheus gained the power to send his soul into blighted bodies, that is the real question.
Will answering that question let us destroy Corypheus for good?
Perhaps. I would suggest first dealing with the well. If Corypheus obtains it, any chance of success could be lost.
Do you know what this part of the temple was used for?
It may have served as a chamber of reflection, perhaps to contemplate the righteousness of one's cause. More importantly, I suspect none were permitted beyond this area without a priest. Ancient texts claim Mythal passed judgment in the flesh, but 'twas surely the priests who proclaimed rulings here.
Why did the ancient elves insist on so many rites?
We may safely assume one did not petition high priests for Mythal's justice by strolling up and knocking. I see no more insufferable ceremony here than in a chantry.
Not what
Rituals. What are they for, do you know?
I believe they signify an intent to lay oneself bare, to champion a cause without pity, regret, or shame. Mythal's cult was not fond of vacillation. One approached them with nothing less than complete confidence.
What happened to those who were less sure of themselves?
Legend does not say. Perhaps this place has a more gruesome history than we know.
Yes, Mythal might be gruesome. Imagine that.
I want to discuss the well again.
Oh, I see. An opportunity to use the well may not even arise. I understand this. All I meant to suggest is that, if it does, I be the one to do so. I am willing to accept the consequences.
What if something happens to you? What about your son?
Kieran is a strong lad. He will thrive, with or without me.
Are you sure of that?
I am sure of precious little these days. Yes.
You've seen the elves here. They seem odd.
Indeed. Two things are possible. One, this is a group of Dalish separated from their brethren, cultists, fanatic in their desire to keep humans away. Two, these are elves descended from the ancients, having resided here since before the fall of Alathan. The second appears unlikely, but if true, the implications are astounding.
Is that even possible? How?
With magic, anything is possible. Whatever the truth, the Guardians successfully kept the temple a secret. They must kill all who enter, even the Dalish. A more sensible question might be, why?
Yes, with magic, anything is possible, meaning teleportation.
You said this Mythal was worshipped as a goddess.
So one assumes. What is a god but a being of immense power? The dread old gods were nothing more than dragons, after all. They rise as archdemons, and they die. Perhaps Mythal was a powerful elf, a ruler among her kind. History often plays storyteller with facts.
You admit lack of knowledge, and yet dismiss her so readily?
I do not dismiss her. I question her supposed divinity. One need not be a god to have value. Truthfully, I'm uncertain Mythal was even a single entity. The accounts are varied.
There are varied accounts of Mythal.
In most stories, Mythal rights wrongs while exercising motherly kindness. Let fly your voice to Mythal, deliverer of justice, protector of sun and earth alike. Other paint her as dark, vengeful. Pray to Mythal and she would smite your enemies, leaving them in agony.
More Dalish tales, I assume.
If you know more about this, Solus, speak.
The oldest accounts say Mythal was both of these, and neither. She was the mother, protective and fierce. That is all I will say. This is not a place to stir up old stories.
Whatever the truth, all accounts of Mythal end the same. Exiled to the beyond with her brethren.
What do you mean, exiled?
Tricked by the Dread Wolf, as all the elven gods were said to be, trapped in a land beyond the Fade. Many Dalish believe this is why the elves fell from grace, and their gods did not save them. Or perhaps they were simply rulers slain by Tevinter. Who can say?
Let's continue.
As you wish.
Did I miss something? For all your knowledge, Lady Morgan.
Will you abandon these rituals, Inquisitor? Think carefully. There is no return once we leap after the Templars.
I'm trying to go somewhere else. People swore their lives to Valentin, who mastered the dark that lies, whose shadows hunger, whose faithful sing, whose wings of death surround him thick as night. Lethanavir, Master Scryer, be our guide through shapeless worlds and airless skies. Song to Valentin.
Who is this meant to be?
Valentin, overseer of funerals and guide to the elven dead. I have heard the Dalish invoke him on their deathbed, or before quests from which they expect no return.
That's not the last thing I want to think of on my deathbed.
Perhaps it was meant to frighten the elves' enemies.
I do not believe they sing songs about Falon Din's vanity.
Do you know any legends?
It is said Falon Din's appetite for adulation was so great, he began wars to amass more worshippers. The blood of those who wouldn't bow low filled lakes as wide as oceans. Mithal rallied the gods once the shadow of Falon Din's hunger stretched across her own people. It was almost too late. Falon Din only surrendered when his brethren bloodied him in his own temple.
I'm surprised they let such a monster live.
One does not lightly kill a god, Inquisitor, even in legend.
No. Do not lightly kill a god. Oh yeah, the Andrul part about... Yeah, it's like Andrul brought the blight. Where must I go? Alright. This must be the big one. Alright, this one usually takes me a couple times. To begin with, I had to look up all these puzzles because, of course, I'm no good at such things. But I've played it a million times, so I should know. Okay. Now, I want to go back to the other side and end on the other side. Is that gonna work? I left. Is that gonna work? I don't know. Oh. Shoot. No, that won't work. I can't jump from over there. If I didn't go here, it would have worked. Ugh. Thinking.
We are close. There is but one more path to follow.
See, there's my official save that lets me do that. Just won't autosave anymore. Alright. What? Here's the wolf. Here are the supposedly blighted elves because they have the red around their head. They're tainted. And whatever that sun or moon symbol thing is up there. No. Okay. Okay, where's the front? Alright. And okay. Oh, I get. I think that's right. Definitely had to look this one up enough times. That second one I usually get by trial and error, but this one, I don't know how many times I had to look up. Oh, I think I was supposed to leave that other one. Uh-oh. That's the one I was wondering about. I was supposed to leave that one where Souls is. I can't. This don't work now. Yeah, I was.
is lit.
It wants to say something, but I can't hear it.
Come, let us see if the doors have opened.
The ritual thing wants to say something, but he can't hear it. That's weird. Or he's probably hearing the well saying,
Yes.
yes, it's okay to come in.
Do you know what this part of the temple was used for?
It may have served as a chamber of reflection. Perhaps to contemplate the righteousness of one's cause. More importantly, I suspect none were permitted beyond this area without a priest. Ancient texts claim Mythal passed judgment in the flesh, but 'twas surely the priests who proclaimed rulings here.
Let's continue.
As you wish.
Here we go.
Tis not what I expected. What was this chamber used for?
We're being watched.
Venavis. You are unlike the other invaders. You stumble down our paths at the side of one of our own. You bear the mark of magic, which is familiar. How has this come to pass? What is your connection to those who first disturbed our slumber?
I don't understand the slumber bit. Who are you?
I am called Abelas. We are sentinels, tasked with standing against those who trespass on sacred ground. We wake only to fight, to preserve this place. Our numbers diminish with each invasion. I know what you seek. Like all who have come before you, you wish to drink from the Vira Belasan.
The place of the Way of Sorrows. He speaks of the well.
It is not for you. It is not for any of you.
So, you're elves from ancient times, before the Tevinter Imperium destroyed Arlathan.
The Shemlin did not destroy Arlathan. We Elven warred upon ourselves. By the time the doors to this sanctuary closed, our time was over. We awaken only when called, and each time find the world more foreign than before. It is meaningless. We endure. The Vira Belasan must be preserved.
What is this Vira Balasan exactly?
It is a path. One walked only by those who toiled in Mythal's favor.
He speaks of priests, perhaps.
More than that, you need not know.
Solus kept approving.
Solus, perhaps he'll listen to you.
What shall I say, Inquisitor? Shall I sway him from a millennia of service by virtue of our shared blood? He clings to all that remains of his world, because he lacks the power to restore it.
We did not come here to fight you, nor to steal from your temple.
I believe you. Trespassers you are, but you have followed rites of petition. You have shown respect to Mythal. If these others are enemies of yours, we will aid you in destroying them. When this is done, you shall be permitted to depart. And never return.
This is our goal, is it not? There is no reason to fight these sentinels.
Consider carefully. You must stop Corypheus, yes, but you may also need the well for your own.
I accept your offer.
You will be
Solus
guided to
screwed
those you
approves.
seek.
Okay.
As
This
for
is
the
gonna
Vira
screw me up
Belasan,
again.
it shall not be despoiled, even if I must destroy it myself.
No!
Morrigan!
Okay, I have to bring Solus here with me because of all the significance of it. But he keeps approving. I'm not going to be able to get the special ending where he's really mad, and I can say, no questions. Pictures of elves fighting. I don't think there's anything in this. I can't remember. Hello? Okay, where is...
This would be our guide.
Mytholan asked.
That's helpful, since Morrigan chased off on her own.
She seeks to protect the Well of Sorrows.
She turned into a bird.
Yes, she turned into a bird, and there's proper Mythal statue along with a Dreadwolf statue. Why does everybody have humongous books in this game?
This place looks untouched.
The entire temple must have looked like this long ago.
Whenever one of the people wronged another, they would not call on Elgarnon to avenge them, for his fury would destroy all it touched. Mythal saw this bring strife among the people, and went to Elgarnon. She offered to deliver justice when the people warred amongst themselves. Elgarnon saw her wisdom and agreed, binding all to abide by her verdicts. Some petitioning Mythal for justice and hid jealousy, accusing those who had done them no wrong. She saw their lies and struck them down. Others petitioning Mythal for justice burned with wrath for imagined slights. She saw their weak hearts and struck them down. Those coming to her with clear minds and open hearts were granted judgment and protection, and Mythal harried their enemies until the end of their days.
How could the elves pour such devotion into this nonsense?
We can always ask our hosts.
I will leave that to you.
Yeah, to you, Solus. You're supposed to be the one offering the knowledge. Or asking the host if you're still, pretending. You ask the host. Did I come this way, or am I going this way? Here we go. Song to Elgarnon, wrath and thunder. Give us glory, give us victory over the earth that shakes our cities. Strike the usurpers with your lightning. Burn the ground under your gaze. Bring winged death against those who throw down our work. Elgarnon, help us take the land. Elgarnon, turn into a dragon.
Henshra! Gilas Velathan!
I believe she would prefer that we remain close.
Too bad. Twins in shadow. Dirthaman and Falandine were linked in Dalish legend as inseparable twin brothers. Scraps of elven stories from after the fall of Arlathan transcribed into Twinter and recently lent to our fair university refer to them as twin souls, but draw no family connection. The oldest stories never even name them directly, referring to Falandine as Dirthaman's shadow and Dirthaman as Falandine's reflection. The little we understand replies their bond was not romantic beyond even the slightest friendship. The legend of Dirthaman and Valandin may have been an allegory for complex elven relationships we lack context to comprehend. By someone
Just
from
a
the
quick look
universe.
around.
Senchina Gillenan kept herself apart from the people. She used her power to create animals none had ever seen. The skies teemed with her monsters, the land with her beasts. And Rule hunted them all, and after a year of killing, approached Gillenane with an offer. The gods would share their power with Gillenane, but only if she destroyed her creations, for they were too untamed to remain among the people. Gillenane agreed and asked for 3 days to undo what she had made. On the first day, she struck down the monsters of the air, except those she presented to Andril as a gift. On the second day, she drowned the giants of the sea, except those in deep waters, for they were too well wrought, and pride stopped her hand. On the third day, she killed the beasts of the land, except the hollow whose grace she loved above all else. This is how Gillenan was made youngest of the gods. And supposedly she might have created the Canary, or some version that became the Canary. Okay, where am I going? Why don't I have a marker? Going here, right? Where was that? Where? And number 2. Still going up. Sleece. Sleece. Yeah, da 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 da. And 3. And where's my guide?
Vir Sumiel.
The Sentinels are holding off the Red Templars.
They're dying faster than they wanted to.
And a golden, not quite a holla, different than a holla somehow, I don't know. That's a six-legged thing. It has three legs in front. One of those, like Odin is supposed to ride from the Norse legends. Religion. Where do I go? This is where I have to go through here, right? And I'm at 53 minutes. Okay, I am gonna finish this though. It has been recording my over an hour stream, so hopefully it'll keep up that way. Yes, I'm almost level maxed because of the constant trying to get Dorian and Bull conversation. Okay, so people have said that the top thing is most likely a dragon. And anyway, there's a bunch of elves fighting each other or someone else, or I mean, I guess all you see is elves, but they're all pointing in one direction. So they're going to war with someone. Elves at war. Obviously. Not like I
Well
had any
of sorrows.
So Mithal endures.
It's loud and so cold.
Andraste, guide us.
It's cold. Is it cold? I never get a good view of the Well of Sorrows.
Fight on! An army of these
I
bastards won't
need
stop us!
a webcam.
How will you get to the well, General?
Fly.
The Emperor's a damn road!
I need a fly cam.
You tough bastards. A day's march, hours of fighting, and still fierce as dragons. The Chantry never knew what it was throwing away.
Samson, sir, watch out!
Inquisitor. You and those elf things don't know when to stop. You've hunted us half across Thedas. I should have guessed you'd follow us into this hole.
I spoke with your Tranquil, Maddox. He sacrificed himself for your cause.
I told him not to. He died as one of us then. One of the faithful. Corypheus chose me twice. First as his general, now as the vessel for the Well of Sorrows. You know what's inside the well? Wisdom. The kind of wisdom that can scour a world. I give it to Corypheus, that he can walk into the Fade without your precious anchor.
What's your part in it? What's a vessel?
What else empties a well? I'll carry its power to Corypheus. One more task entrusted to me. Being force-fed Chantry lyrium was good for something. This armor makes me a living fortress, mind and body. I won't forget a word of the well's knowledge. Corypheus will be unstoppable.
Corypheus already caused one disaster. Help him now and he'll rip the world apart.
I'm helping him reshape it. He's had centuries to make ready. You're no match for Corypheus. Even if you drink from the well, you'll never master its wisdom as he could. This is the strength that Chantry tried to bind. But it's a new world now, with a new god. So, Inquisitor, how will this go?
Power's all well and good, until it's taken away.
What did you do? What did you do? My armor. It's gone. Delirium. I need it. Kill them all!
Right. Oh yeah, I have my wonderful verse Samson. We are all the way. Where is Samson? What? Oh, he's in my dome. What the hell? Get out of my dome. It's mine. Doing anyway? He's not even moving.
I'll show you, bastards!
Figured out how to move again. He was glitched.
Watch your flanks! Ha, come on then! Get around them! Take it from Corypheus. You mustn't.
Oh goody, I get to glow green for the cutscene.
We can take him back to Skyhold for judgment.
You heard his parting words, Inquisitor. The elf seeks to destroy the Well of Sorrows.
So the sanctum is despoiled at last.
You would have destroyed the well yourself, given the chance.
To keep it from your grasping fingers. Better it be lost than bestowed upon the undeserving.
Fool. You'd let your people's legacy rot in the shadows.
Samson thought the well's knowledge was valuable. It could help stop Corypheus.
I care nothing for your petty conflicts, Shemlin.
You'll care when Corypheus arrives for the well.
The well clearly offers power, Inquisitor. If that power can be turned against Corypheus, can you afford not to use it?
Do you even know what you ask? As each servant of Mythal reached the end of their years, they would pass their knowledge on through this. All that we were, all that we knew, it would be lost forever.
It's better that knowledge remain in the well, never passed on. You'd rather destroy it.
There are other places, friend, other duties. Your people yet linger.
Elven such as you?
Yes, such as I.
You have shown respect to Mythal, and there is a righteousness in you I cannot deny. Is that your desire? To partake of the Vira Belasan as best you can? To fight your enemy?
Gifts like this don't come freely.
No boon of Mythal was ever granted without cost. The Vira Belasan may be too much for a mortal to comprehend. Brave it if you must. But know you this. You shall be bound forever to the will of Mythal.
Bound to a goddess who no longer exists, if she ever did.
Bound as we are bound. The choice is yours.
Is it possible this Mythal might still exist?
Anything is possible.
Elven legend states that Mythal was tricked by Fen-Harel and banished to the Beyond.
Elven legend is wrong. The Dread Wolf had nothing to do with her murder.
Murder? I said nothing of...
She was slain, if a god truly can be. Betrayed by those who destroyed this temple. Yet the Vira Belasan remains. As do we. That is something.
Are you leaving the temple?
Our duty ends. Why remain?
There is a place for you, Lethaline, if you seek it.
Perhaps there are places the Shemlin have not touched. It may be that only Uthenera awaits us. The blissful sleep of eternity, never to awaken, if fate is kind.
Thank you for this gift, Abelas.
Do not thank me yet, Shemlin.
Malas Amalin Nahalam Abalas. His name, Abalas, means sorrow. I said, I hoped he finds a new name.
You'll note the intact Illuvian. I was correct on that count, at least.
Is it still a threat? Can Corypheus use it to travel the Fade?
You recall when I took you through my Illuvian, I said each required a key? The well is the key. Take its power, and Mythal's last Illuvian will be no more use to Corypheus than glass. I did not expect the well to feel so... hungry.
Seems like that should be a concern.
Knowledge begets a hunger for more. I am willing to pay the price the well demands. I am also the best suited to use its knowledge in your service.
Or more likely to your own ends?
What would you know of my ends, elf?
You are a glutton drooling at the sight of a feast. You cannot be trusted.
Of those present, I alone have the training to make use of this. Let me drink, Inquisitor.
What What training makes you so qualified?
I have studied the oldest lore. I have delved into mysteries of which you could only dream. Can you honestly tell me there is anyone better suited?
What about you, Solus?
No. Do not ask me again.
Perhaps you're right.
I am. You know I am.
You're not concerned about the price. Bound forever to the will of Mythal.
Bound to the will of a dead god? It seems an empty warning. Perhaps a compulsion yet remains. Who can say otherwise? I do not fear it, even so.
Do I have to be a mage? Thought maybe it was just the mage knowledge.
I hate to say it, but Abelas's plan to destroy the well may be the best one.
What happens when Corypheus comes for you again? He is immortal. The wisdom of the well may include a way to destroy him. Give me this and I fight at your side. I shall be your sword.
Thoughts?
She is right about only one thing. We should take the power which lies in that well.
If it is truly between you and her, then let her take the risk. Make her help us all.
So many voices. They would be in your head, talking over you. You don't want them.
Enough deliberation. Give me your decision.
Yeah, so I do get this choice, or this extra option. This is where I'm going against Solus. So I'm not going to use the well.
Looking at it, listening to it. That's not just knowledge from the ancient elven priests. It's their will.
How would you know such a thing?
That's what Abelas was telling us. The collective will of the priests puts anyone who drinks under a compulsion, a gas. Can't you feel it?
That would match the legends, but it does not tell us what the gas entails. I would still use the well, but you are right. We must be cautious.
Alright then.
It's yours.
Solus approved again. Wow. I'm seriously not gonna get the ending, am I? End up doing a third playthrough just to make sure I get the correct ending.
Morrigan! Are you alright?
Elasin Salah. Visan Allah. I am intact. There is much to sift through. But now we can...
No matter what, the magic starts moving around the Inquisitor.
The Illuvian!
The Inquisitor is the one glowing now. The Inquisitor is unlocking the Illuvian. Okay, long loading. Right.
It is done.
I have it on PS4 Pro now. I don't know why the Pro should be taking that long to load.
I'm pleased to report we won the battle, Inquisitor. When you went through that mirror, Corypheus and his archdemon fled the field. I'm not sure why.
What he wanted was no longer within the temple.
Perhaps. He spent so long trying to get into the temple, he probably couldn't have helped his forces by that point.
Then Corypheus is finished.
If he is wise, he will hide and rebuild his strength before he attacks again.
He will not hide.
You sound pretty certain when you say that.
The Well of Sorrows held many voices, and they speak to me now from across the ages. They hold wisdom. Secrets I never dreamed possible. But even they fear what Corypheus has become.
Should we fear him more than his army?
Possibly. Luckily for you, he has a weakness. The dragon he calls is not truly an archdemon. It is a dragon in which Corypheus has infested part of his being. He doubtless did so out of pride to emulate the gods of old. That pride can be exploited. Kill the dragon, and his ability to leap into other bodies is disrupted. He can be slain.
Just kill his dragon. Why didn't we think of that before?
There is a way to defeat the dragon, to match Corypheus in his power. The well whispers it to me now. Your help will be required, Inquisitor. Speak to me when you are ready, and we shall begin.
I'll see to Skyholt's defenses in the meantime.
Okay. Bringing Samson to judgment. Do I give Samson to Cullen? Normally what I want to do. Okay. Research the Well of Sorrows.
All right.
This is what...
Letters are pouring in from all corners. Congratulations, pledges of loyalty, conversions to Andraste.
All premature until we deal with Corypheus.
That was a separate quest. I think Liliana is supposed to do this.
Inquisitor.
has too many jobs. Nope, I never went to the... Yeah. Matter who else I sent? I don't know.
Let us begin.
I don't know that it matters who I sent. All I know is it ends in them getting in need of my rescue, no matter where or who sends them. Eventually. Oh. Yeah, I haven't drank from the well in such a long time. I mean, I haven't had Morgan drink. I always do.
It comes swiftly, this moment that will be spoken of for ages. The day the Herald of Andraste challenged the Darkspawn that thought itself a god. Defeat him, and you'll be more than a holy woman to the people. You'll enter legend.
If it's true, may the Maker judge me worthy of the honor.
And there is the modesty people respect. People joined the Inquisition after hearing you were blessed, but they've stayed because of how you lead. I wanted to tell you that I shared their sentiments, Inquisitor, and... well, I suppose I just did.
And everyone acts like it's over.
I hope you're not going anywhere after I stop Corypheus.
Far from it. Oh, if you'll have me, there's so much more the Inquisition can do. Farewell, my lady. When you face Corypheus, may you walk in the light.
Okay. Should I speak with Morgan now? Might as well. I just hope my video doesn't end up getting cut off. That's the only thing I worry about.
Inquisitor?
How long it's going. Oh, it's the longest one I've done so far. Well, I can... what am I gonna do? Wait, what? Oh. Oh, I can play on a computer and use mods, which I haven't figured out how to get what I need to do to record get the recording on YouTube, though. I have some recordings. Do I... Okay, I'm gonna stop it and restart it because I'm always scared of the time.